we have been spearheading to influence the closest level of the governance of the people, the subnational level, by positioning gender-focused community-led development with human rights approach in the local congresses and in the municipal development plans. All these strategic actions were inspired by my wonderful colleague and hermano, John. Hola, John.
I'm John Coonrod, and I coordinate the movement for community-led development.
Hi, John. Let me ask you something.
What is community-led development? Community-led development is the umbrella term that describes the work of the Hunger Project. Whether it's the epicenters in Africa, the work with the elected women in India, the SDG unions in Bangladesh, or the cooperatives that we saw in Mexico, these are all outstanding examples of methodologies for community-led development. So community-led development is the process of working together to achieve locally owned visions and goals. It requires a real shift in power from top-down donor-led projects to real systemic change that puts power in the hands of people, of women, of youth, of people with disabilities, of marginalized groups, so that they are in charge of their own lives and destiny. It realizes the power, the promise, the possibility that exists in every community. Now, to quote Suzanne Frint, CLD, community-led development, is what the Hunger Project does, and we mobilize the world to do CLD. That's the purpose of the movement. So the movement comprises 74 international organizations that you've probably heard of, like World Vision, CARE, Save the Children, as well as 1,500 community-based organizations. Now, when COVID broke out and organizations that used outside experts pulled those experts out of communities, those community leaders in those communities stepped forward to protect their neighbors. And hundreds of them turned to the movement as a platform for accurate information and to have collective voice with their own governments. Now, the frontline work of the movement is in each country in what we call country chapters. And one of the breakthroughs during this COVID period has been that chapters have formed in countries where there are no Hunger Project staff. Countries like Sierra Leone and Nigeria, the biggest country in all of Africa. And also the revitalization of our chapter in Kenya. Now, Kenya is particularly exciting because it's the only country in Africa that has really adopted policies in its constitution that support community-led development. They have guaranteed that 20% of their national budget goes directly to local counties. One of those counties, McQueeney County, is very clear that making community-led development work requires transforming the mindset of both citizens and government officials. And so to achieve that, they have signed an agreement with our chapter just 2 weeks ago to take the methodology pioneered in THP Mexico that established a school for community-led development and adapt that into Kenya. More counties are already interested in joining, and McQueeney wants to be a beacon of hope for all the counties in Kenya. Another huge breakthrough has been our collaborative research headed by Gunjan Veda, who you're about to meet in a few moments. This Gunjan mobilized 35 professional researchers from 23 of our member organizations to do an in-depth assessment and analysis of more than 173 community-led development projects. They launched their first wave of results with our Africa Prize laureate, former president of Malawi, Joyce Banda, in January. And then just the other week, their second wave of results with Ambassador Donald Steinberg, the expert advisor on localization to USAID. Now, USAID, the largest development funder in the world, has been falling in love with the Hunger Project because of this collaborative way of working. And in fact, just 3 days ago, we received notice that this research program of the Movement for Community-Led Development has received the USAID award for one of the best practices in collaborative learning and adaptation. So I hope that you will all go home and go to the mcld.org website and really immerse yourself in the power of the influence that you're able to have through this movement that you're so interconnected to.